Hey, how are you doing? In the last few weeks, if someone asks me about a good cheap action camera, there is one model I tend to recommend a lot, and it is totally worth every single penny. If someone is interested how to compete GoPro, Osmo Action and other more expensive brands, this is how it should be done the right way. Akaso V50x. Hey, welcome to the Tech for All YouTube channel. My name is Michael, and here's a short business card of Acaso, a young Chinese company mostly operating via Amazon with excellent social media presence and support that is a few levels above many other Chinese brands. And at the moment where I was thinking these guys are getting boring, they've made this almost revolutionary new model. It is cheaper than the other V50 models and in my opinion way better. Its qualities are beyond what's visible from the specs. Very good color science, very good build quality, a lot of useful resolution supported and the best-in-class stabilization. I say best-in-class because we're competing not with Hero 7 and Osmo Action, but with the other $100 action cams. And you see it already, stabilization is not too far from devices that ask for twice or three times more money. Going further in this review, I'm going to show you more of the hardware and software qualities, the general user experience, and of course a lot of footage. Let me ask you this one: what do we want from an action camera? To record good video, to have a good microphone, to be able to make photos, and if possible, to have a lot of accessories. The V50x makes each one of them really good with exception of the microphone. Not too bad, but nothing really good, I mean, somewhat average. Let's immediately take a look at the whole product. As usual, the awesome Acaso packaging with a lot of useful accessories and 2 available batteries, so that you can easily swap in case it is needed. Not that it will be necessary, since you can easily charge via power bank while shooting, or if you have one of these awesome gimbals that let you charge and shoot at the same time. A waterproof case for diving up to 40 meters is there, and I'm gonna tell you more about it later on. And all these mounts let you attach the action camera literally anywhere. As usual, Acaso are quite tough giving off the hardware specs, and this is perhaps because they sometimes find it difficult to use the same components for different batches, but because I'm a regular customer and tester, a big thanks to them for confirming my guess that it uses a Hisilicon chipset and a Sony sensor of 13 megapixels, and that looks like a new trend for the good, affordable action cams because of the color reproduction, the stabilization capabilities and bearable noise levels. You can notice that low light footage is a little more grainy than usual, often a sign of a smaller physical pixel size, which doesn't make the camera bad at all. In fact, the way it all works surpasses my most optimistic expectations. The display here is large and is touch-based and very well responding in fact. Great part is that the camera is also equipped with buttons, meaning that when it comes to diving, it is quite good. In fact, I believe it is better than both GoPro and DJI Osmo Action for diving, because underwater, using a touchscreen is a kind of a mission impossible. And using the buttons, you can switch between modes and resolutions within seconds. Tested and confirmed. And well done, Acaso. In that sense, the V50x is better than both the Pro and Elite. At least in my opinion, programming of the buttons is really good. Now, we obviously just did the switch to the second major section here, the software and user experience, and we have a few more things to check: the camera menu navigation and the smartphone app capabilities. For the button navigation, Acaso stick to the traditions: on-off button on the front and a lot of controls on the sides. Top is the shutter button, and the side buttons let you go up and down in the menus, which without the waterproof case are definitely easier to handle from the touchscreen. But if you place the waterproof case, take a look. Each of the buttons has an assigned long press action, so if you need to adjust something, it's quite easy. Long press the shutter button and you're right into the settings, and changing resolution is a few clicks away. Again, I can challenge GoPro and Osmo Action users. go ahead and switch to another resolution underwater. It is doable with the V50X, and on top, a dedicated red filter in the menus. On the other side, unfortunately there is no waterproof rating without a case. A few moments ago we noted quite capable hardware, and that allows support for a lot of good usable resolutions. For a $100 camera, no way to run 4K at 60 frames per second, but let's be honest, even in 2020 such an intensive frame rate in 4K would still be tough to play on most devices back. I can say that 30 FPS in 4K is a delight to watch, and while the stabilization is not rock steady or hyper smooth as labeled for other action cams, it is very close to them, and just carefully watch how smooth this video is. It is filmed with a handheld tripod and looks buttery smooth. The electronic stabilization shows weakness only if I start running, and while overall it still looks quite stable, you can clearly notice the crops that the software makes from time to time. They look like dropped frames, maybe something that Acaso will address and optimize with firmware updates. In my opinion, the stabilization with V50X is better than any other Acaso model, and in good light, way better than SJ-Cam SJ8 and SJ9 series at almost half of the price. Not to mention the outstanding build quality, but we've anyways talked about it already. 2K at 60 frames per second, this is slightly more than 1080p, but still a little better than it, and lets you crop around 5% without anyone noticing if your targeted format is Full HD, which here is represented with a frame rate of up to 90. Not perfect, but not disappointing either. And the degradation of colors and image quality is not that big. There also is a feature to reduce the wide-angle distortion, and you will eventually find out that it can't simultaneously run with stabilization, kind of expected at this price point. There still are very few cameras capable of doing it. Angle corrections, allowing narrower field of view done with a software crop, car modes, wide dynamic range. I simply am amazed how many the available features are. Don't get me wrong, not trying to sell you the idea that this is better than GoPro. I'm just fascinated that Acaso have created such an affordable and at the same time good piece of tech with essentially everything needed. And the big surprise, at the time publishing this video there should already be an available external microphone support. Perhaps the first action camera on the market with micro USB port that can handle an external mic, which limits you to the Acaso option only, but immediately turns it into the most affordable 4K action cam with stabilization in 4K and external audio. Definitely using an external microphone increases the quality a lot, and it's a simple rule: the closer the microphone is to your chest and mouth, the clearer everything is going to sound, especially if we talk about speech. And I can show you the difference between the embedded in the camera microphone and this external mic connected to an external recorder, because at the time making this video, Acaso have not released their external microphone yet. But as soon as they do, that certainly is going to increase the value of this action camera. And if you plan to use it for vlogging, I think that's quite a good example. And now I will finally say something negative: the smartphone app. This time, instead of building it themselves, Acaso used the RoadCam app, which is primarily for car DVRs, and well deserves its rating of 2.4 out of 5 stars in Play Store and App Store. And this is a sin that we can easily forgive. Being a regular action cam reviewer, the most frequent question I get is, which is the best action camera for $100? And my new absolute favorite is the Akaso V50x. Great for any kind of sport: biking, hiking, karting, skiing, swimming, especially suitable for diving, and very user-friendly. Doing reviews about awesome products also feels awesome, and I hope part of that good mood is now with you. Take a moment and support the channel and encourage the hard work I do with these videos and tests by at least subscribing, maybe sharing, or simply by saying hi in the comments below. There's an awesome discount awaiting you in the description below, and let's meet in a few days to expect more cool tech. My name is Michael, and I'll see you very, very soon.